Hello, and welcome back to Butterfly Soup 2. Before we get started today, I know this is not really Butterfly Soup related, but I received a special thing. I bought myself a Christmas present, and it arrived local. Under Napstablook. I love it so much. Oh, this is the best thing I've ever spent my money on in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, fan gamer. Toby Fox take my money all the time. I'm gladly giving it to you. See? Wonderful. The sandwich, it also says on the back that Ghost Sandwich might be included, but it's incorporeal, so you can't see it or feel it. On the bottom, yes. It did come with the sandwich. I gave it to Jun-Seo, as I can't eat it or see it, but Jun-Seo picked it up and ate it. 10 out of 10, he said. 10 out of 10, very delicious. So, if you get this, you get a free sandwich. Ghost Sandwich, yeah, Ghost Sandwich. Anyway, getting back to it. Last time we had some drama with Esther and Min-Seo kind of saying some stuff that was racist and having this kind of breaking down. Racism can kind of be this gray area. It's not just black or white. Well, I don't say the N-word, so I'm not racist, period, end of story. It's a little bit more nuanced than that. And I think that's something that you realize around this age, at least starting to. So I'm very excited to see where this is going to go. So, you ready to get started? Let's go! Something else that I feel like it's important to recap before we start, because I forgot. They took a break because Min kept messing up the lines because brain is elsewhere, you know? So now we're back doing it. So here we go. We took a break at the lake. Nah. Take 11, action! Hello, how do you feel about the removal of gray wolves from the endangered species list? I feel ecstatic. The delisting removed protections for wolves in Idaho and Montana. Now it's legal for me to hunt them. I can't wait to kill tons of wolves. I can't relate to this lifestyle. When they finally get through the whole scene, Dia rewards Min with a quick peck on the cheek. Good job. I'm all sweaty and nasty right now. You don't have to do that. You're not nasty. I don't mind. That's true love. That's how you know it's love. Nah. Noelle grumbles as she sits next to Akarsha at the picnic table and takes a sip of water. I still can't believe you threw a rock at my face. Hey, that is a gross exaggeration. Wait, so you admit it was you who threw it now? First of all, I lobbed it. Second of all, I lobbed it at her neck, not her face. That's worse. That's worse somehow. Well, it hit my face. Intent matters here. You're making it sound way worse than it really was. Yeah, intent does matter. I didn't mean to hurt Esther's feelings either. Min uneasily glances over at Esther. She's reviewing the footage on the camcorder. Wish the whole thing never happened. Okay, we're good to start the wolf family interview. Yes! I call being a wolf mom. Liz, it's like they were talking about earlier. Like, there's like certain mom or like parent energy in Friends, you know what I mean? Liz got that mom energy, you know? Wait, I wanted to be a mommy too. Well, I definitely don't want to be a dad. It can be two moms, adopted. Yeah, I think so. Wolf mom and wolf mom number 2. Wolf mom number 2 definitely sounds like the inferior one though. What about like mom and mama? Mom and mommy. There's different ways to say it, okay? There's gotta be a way to make them sound equal. Like how there's always 2 versions of Pokemon, like Diamond and Pearl. Are you playing the Scarlet and Violet? I just got Violet like 2 days ago. It's a little glitchy. It's a little glitchy, but you know. Does this really matter? Hey, this is a scene where I kill Akarsha, right? Aren't I supposed to have a gun? Oh, I brought a Nerf gun you can use. It's in the tent with other stuff. Okay, I'll go get it. Min rummages through the duffel bag of costumes in search for the Nerf gun. Wait, Min-Seo, is the microphone in there too? I don't know, look for yourself. Noelle sneezes as she steps into the dusty tent. Ugh. It's you! Shut up! Can you imagine? Can you imagine someone sneeze and you say shut up? That's hilarious. Shut up! That's when you know. That's like on the same level of like, your breathing is annoying me. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah. Noelle joins Min by the duffel bag. Suddenly, Noelle frowns at her. What, you got a problem or something? For one heart-stopping moment, Min's sure she's been exposed as a racist somehow, but she soon realizes Noelle's just glaring at the dirt that she tracked into the tent. Ugh. You wear your boots inside? You're getting dirt everywhere. That's bad. Camping is bad, Ned. This is why. You had dirt everywhere. Oh, that's it? It's barely anything. It's still... You gotta leaf on the sleeping bag already, see? So brush it off, who cares? I care. I care too, Noelle. I understand. I care. You're the one responsible, so you should be the one to brush it off. And don't drag dirt into places. It's just one effing leaf. Stop splitting hairs over nothing. Oh, this is coming really close to what happened earlier, isn't it? You're the one being difficult here. Just apologize and get the leaf off. Oh my god! Well, this escalated. Well, it escalated more quicker because it's mirroring what happened earlier. It's like poking a wound for Min, even though Noelle has no idea. You really want me to get that leaf off? Take this. Min grabs one end of the sleeping bag and swings it at Noelle. It whaps Noelle in the torso. Would that hurt? Probably. Is it like a wet towel? Sleeping bags are heavy. But I never got hit by one. Hey, I'm telling on you. Go ahead and try it. Oh, I could not read this. Turbo nerd. Turbo nerd. Noelle seizes a handful of sleeping bag as Min tries to land another blow. You gormless brute. The F you mean I'm wormless? Take that back. You want to be full of worms, Min? It's fine. Min yanks on the sleeping bag hard. It slips from Noelle's grasp, sending Min hurtling backwards. Falling off into the ravine. I told you someone's gonna fall! Whoa! Oh god. Min loses her balance completely and falls backward into the wall of the tent. She hits the ground butt first, pinning the fabric of the tent down with her weight. The tent collapses, blanketing its occupants in nylon. Min feels herself sliding backwards on a slope. I told you! The tent's rolling down the hill! Oh my god, this is how people die. This is so stressful. See, you should never go camping. It's too stressful. Min and Noelle blindly tumble down the hill with their limbs wrapped in the tent, screaming all the way. Oh my god, this is scary. No! Eventually, they crash into a large bush at the bottom of the ravine. Oh, now they're at the lake. Okay, well they didn't die. That's good. That's good. That's good. Min crawls out of the tangled mess, splitting dirt and twigs out of her mouth. Oh, spitting. Ew. Ew! This is the worst day. Pwah! Pwah! Oh, how I despise you. Noelle gathers the tent into her arms and tries to trudge back up to the park within her socks. What happened to your shoes? I took them off before coming into the tent like a civilized person. That's normal, right? Or no? I don't know tent etiquette, but if I was going into a tent, I would do that. So, see, this is why keeping them on is better. I win. No, you don't. This situation would never arise under normal circumstances. Look how much faster I'm walking than you. See? Loser. Also, aren't Noelle's legs longer than Min's? Because Noelle is taller. I mean, we all know why Noelle is slower, but still. Min looks back and sees how far behind Noelle is. She looks pretty pathetic dragging that tent through the dirt. Min reluctantly goes back and yanks the tent away from her. What's the matter with you today? What? Generally speaking, you strike me as someone who can't take criticism. But you haven't blown up on me like this for months. Yeah, I don't think Min can take criticism. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think for me, it depends. I think I'm like a so-so with criticism. I feel like I want to get criticism because I want to get better at certain things. But if it's something that I feel confident in, and then unprompted someone gives me criticism that's like really true but very hurtful, then I think I wouldn't take it well. I honestly don't think I would take it well. I would get mad. I would get mad. And then maybe later, after I get mad, then I can like kind of absorb the information. I think the way you give me criticism matters. But I think I've gotten better at it. When I was a kid, I think I was more like Min, where it was like, shut up, I do what I want, kind of attitude. I think most kids are like that though, to be fair. Did something happen between you and Esther? Oh. What? No, why? During our scene, you kept eyeing her like she was going to bite you. Oh hell. If even effing Noelle can tell, I might as well be wearing a neon sign around saying what happened. You need to talk about what happened. Because you need to talk about what happened. I've been saying this for like 2 VODs now. We sort of got in a fight. Oh, this is good, Min. This is good. She got a little offended by something I said. What'd you say? I didn't want to say it. It's so effing embarrassing. I kind of was like, I didn't know black people cared about grades. What? Why? I don't know. None of my classes ever had black people in them. So I felt like I was learning something new from the story she was telling me. I was just trying to express that. So you decided to tell her that you held a bigoted belief that only changed after a random anecdote she shared? I wasn't thinking, okay? It's easier to pick apart now in hindsight, but the whole thing happened in like 5 seconds. I didn't even have anything against her or black people in general. Come on, you know me. When I hate someone, I let them know. Yes, I'm well aware of that. You know, it's interesting this is happening with Noelle. I didn't think... I guess, to me, ideally, and I think when you're older, well, actually, I don't know, but I would like to believe that when you're older, you would tell your, like, partner, you feel like your partner knows you best and your partner will love you no matter what kind of, when you're at that, like, level with them, that you would tell them because they would give you the most, like, honest take about it and you trust them the most. But since this is a, you know, teenage love story, you don't feel that secure. I get why. Oh, I don't want to tell Dia, because then Dia will see me as like, ugh. And I like Dia the most, so I don't want to be seen as, ugh. I just didn't think it would happen with Noelle. That's all I'm trying to say. But I think this is good. It's finally being talked about. This is good. So it should have been obvious I didn't mean anything bad by it. When people do Asian accents or say weird stuff about Koreans, I don't flip out. You don't? The time we were walking around and got konnichiwa'd, you were furious. That was coming from a white creep and it was clearly hateful. But if it's just a joke or something worded insensitively, it doesn't always mean it's the person actually hates Asians. I'm not sure I follow your logic here. Are you saying that as long as it's something not intentionally hateful racism, it doesn't bother you? Yeah, it doesn't, because I'm not a sensitive crybaby. But if you had a choice, wouldn't you rather they not say those things? Well, duh, if you could press a button and magically no one ever said that stuff again, that'd be cool. Then it does bother you? Okay, yeah, maybe it would bother me a little, but I wouldn't make a huge stink about it. If it bothers you, doesn't it make sense to complain about it? If I were some weak-ass sissy, sure, but I'm not, so I don't sweat that kind of small stuff. But we just established that you are bothered by it. You just deny it because in your eyes it's weakness to admit you're hurt because of the tough guy act that you have going on. Noelle, nah? Noelle knows. Noelle's got this insufferably smug expression on her face, like she's discovered a misprint in an exam that no one else had found yet. I think I understand now. Understand what? You weren't even there. You think Esther is overacting because in similar situations you do nothing. When she told you your response was racist, you became enraged by her. Oh my god, you know what? This is making me realize something. Hold on. You became enraged by her audacity to complain about things you suffered through in silence. Admitting that you genuinely hurt her feelings would require the admission that you've been hurt before too. Nah, you know what? This put a little piece of the puzzle for me. Not to get too much into my own stuff, but some people in my family have a hard time with understanding, like, we've already talked about, like, the model minority crap and all that stuff. But I think a lot of my family members are really bothered and have gotten a ton of racism in the past. We don't need to get into it. But, you know, I think pretty much universal Asian American experiences is you're going to be asked a lot, like, oh, so where are you from? Like, your English is so good. When did you come here? You know, like that kind of stuff. You know, it's creepy and gross. But for my family in particular, it's like, you know, we all have, well, except for me, because I'm like, look white as hell. You know, everybody faced racism, so we just don't talk about it because, you know, it sucks, but we can't do anything about it, so shut up, we don't want to hear about it. That's kind of the, like, way people handle. So I think that when things come up where people are demanding rights and stuff like that are from other, you know, groups, people of color, then there's this kind of jealousy. I never really saw it like that. I just thought, like, why are you acting like this? But I think that is what it is. It's like, if we, or maybe if we acknowledge that, like, different people of color have it harder or have this other crisis issue right now, like their house is on fire, then that somehow takes away from our pain of, like, well, you know, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. It doesn't have to be like that. But I think that that's how some of my family member in particular, like this one person, I think he really sees it that way. So somehow this game helped me better understand him. So I feel like I'm glad this happened. I think so. Because as somebody who is biracial but extremely white passing, I don't have the same experiences that my family members do who are not half and, you know, present very Asian. So they get treated a very different way than me. I try to respect that because, you know, it's a different experience and it's a much harder experience for sure. But this has helped. Noelle, thank you. And your fragile ego cannot allow that. Min being called out right now though, for real, like fully exposed, nah? Shit, maybe she's onto something. This is good though. You didn't just immediately go, no, shoulda, and then later, you're noticing it now. It's hard to deny, nah? In conclusion, Esther's right, you're wrong, and you're racist. This sucks so bad. Sometimes though, I think it's because Min already kind of knew. Min already kind of knew and then kept being like, you know, doing that. But you kind of already knew, you know? It's good. It's good. Covered in dirt and twigs, Min struggles to put the tent back up. Are you okay? Not really. I feel like absolute dog shit. You need to tell Dia. Oh no. I just want to hide what I did. I want to dig a hole and bury the terrible truth where no one will ever find it. What happened? I don't really want to talk about it. At a loss for how to handle the situation, Dia quietly helps her pitch the tent. Oh no. Huh? Look. Oh no! Dia points at the Dia points at the malformed looking butterfly clinging to the tent fabric. Oh no. Oh, ew. Ew! You're ew! What's wrong with its wing? It's all crinkled. Because you smushed it, probably. Think it's stuck like that. That's so sad. You can't touch the wing of the butterfly, too. Our fingers have all oils, and it hurts their wings, so don't touch their wings. When I was a kid, I did that, and I didn't know, so... I feel really bad, because I touched a lot of them. I was like, that was the first thing I did. You know, sometimes kids don't mean to be evil, but they do things sometimes that are bad. Maybe it's because of the false spring. The false spring? False spring? When it's super warm, but it's still winter. Oh, is that what's going on here? Because I was like, why is it so hot? I thought it was like February or something. It messes up a lot of animals because they think it's spring when it's not. Maybe the weird environment messed it up while it was forming. Oh my god. Dia tries to get the deformed butterfly to crawl onto a twig. It's hard to watch. Oh no. Is that what I'm like? Because I grew up with racists and got taught the worst lessons ever? Don't say- I knew Min was gonna immediately go there. I feel like I went through hell and came out the other side in the most monumentally effed up shape. What do you mean? Dia, you would never break up with me, right? No? What if I did something bad? I mean, like really bad. What did you do? Are you sure you won't break up with me, though? Oh, this is so sad. Min feel like this is something that would be like the end. You know what I mean? Although you're 14, this would feel like the end. This would feel like a monumental thing. I think because I think a lot of people have these kind of a moment. You mess up at least once, I feel like, on your journey. You know what I mean? I did. And I remember my first mess up, and I, to this day, feel bad about it. You know what I mean? But you have to have those mess ups, especially when you're young, to learn how to not be racist and to learn how to kind of look at your own biases or the way you were brought up, what societally is taught to you, and go like, do you want that? Do you really believe that? And being able to like think, no, actually I don't want to do that. Okay, then how are you going to get rid of that? Or like, how are you going to have this new perspective? Those things you have to learn, and I think a lot of people learn them 14, those kind of times. Or maybe they don't, like they live in a town and it's like 100% whatever, 100% white, and then they go to college and they're like, oh my god. And then they're gonna mess up a lot there. But I think that like you need to own when you mess up that you hurt people, and you didn't, it doesn't matter if you meant to or not, you hurt them. And you have to acknowledge that. I think Min will do it. Min needs to have this talk, and then Min will do it. I believe so. But that's how you grow, and that's how you're able to, I don't know, become better. You can't just become better like, okay, well, I'm just never gonna be racist, so. Click, done. Like, that's not how it works, you know what I mean? You always have to practice these things. That's important to do, I think, yes. Okay, sorry. What did you do? Min tells Dia what happened, bracing herself for the worst. And that's why Esther is mad at me. That wasn't very nice of you. Sounds like something racist my mom would say. Yeah, I know. Poor Esther, her comic sounds cool too. Do you hate me now? I mean, it was bad, but at least you realize it. Everyone makes mistakes. That's what I was saying, yes. Not everyone makes racist mistakes. But it's not like people are knowing things for either. Everyone has blind spots. Yeah. How come you've never offended someone like I did then? I don't talk to people very much. So most of the mistakes just happen in my mind. Yeah, I think like most of the mistake happened in my mind too. But it's important I don't know, that's why you learn stuff. You know what I mean? Well then, how come Noelle doesn't offend people? I mean, she was pretty ignorant about gay people before we started dating. When people said the narrator from The Great Gatsby was gay in our English class, she got all scandalized and argued against it. Oh my god, flashbacks. Flashbacks to when Dumbledore was revealed gay and like almost everybody I knew was like so against it. I'm like, what are we doing? Who cares? What are we doing? What are we doing? Back when, you know, Harry Potter wasn't this thing that it is now. She kept insisting there had to be another explanation, but I think she was grossed out by the thought of it. That's not as bad as insulting someone's entire race, though. I'm not trying to say she messed up worse. My point is she got better about it. She wouldn't do that anymore. So I don't hold it against her. Just because you were ignorant about something doesn't mean you're bad forever. This is true. I don't know. It doesn't undo the fact that I was racist to Esther Earl already and now she hates me. Did you say sorry? No. She might not forgive you, but you should at least tell her. Yeah. You can't go into... That's the other thing, too. That's the other thing. There's some people who, they say sorry, and then they expect, like, well, I said sorry. I don't really know what for, but you were, like, mad, so I said sorry, so now we're fine, and everything has to go back to the way it was. Girl, that's not how it works. Girl. You can't apologize to someone, like, expecting they forgive you. Because sometimes they do not forgive you, and they have every right to not forgive you. But when you mess up, you should apologize, especially, like, in this kind of situation. I feel like that's your only path to redemption, because there's plenty of people in this world who will make mistakes like this, and they feel bad about it. However, they become the victim of the situation, you're so mean. I was just saying stuff, and, like, I didn't know, and you're the one who was, like, being mean to me. And then, they don't grow at all. And if anything, it kind of builds a resentment to whatever group where they had this interaction. And I think that's super, super unfair. That's super unfair. That's not what's happening here, but you know what I'm saying. It's very important if you actually mess up like this, you have to, I feel like. You have to. Because it doesn't fix what you've done and now you're like, you're a pure angel baby forever not doing anything wrong. But you gotta, for the other person, you need to say what you've done wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah, good advice. Min feels such an anguish upon hearing Dia's suggestion that it takes her a moment to sputter something out. But no one ever apologized to me! But see, this is going back to the other thing before, To Min's horror, her eyes fill up with tears. So many people did way worse things to me and they never said sorry. None of my racist bullies ever said sorry. My dad never said sorry. Why is it only me who has to say sorry when what I did wasn't even as bad? It's not fair. Dia pulls her into her arms and hugs her very tightly as if trying to squeeze all the grief out of her body. That was a very sweet line. I like that so much. Min leans into her warmth, letting her familiar touch and the steady rhythm of her heartbeat calm her down. What happened to you wasn't fair. But that doesn't mean you should be unfair too, or you'll just continue the cycle. Yeah. Yeah! You could apologize even if they don't. But it's not fair. I want them to suffer. I want them to die. If I just forget about them, that means they got away with everything. That means they won and I lost. But isn't losing worse to let people you hate keep controlling your life? Yeah. What is it called? What do the kids say? Living rent-free in your head or whatever? That's what's happening here, Nick. It's like saying if you seek revenge, dig 2 graves. What? I never heard this. I heard the resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Something like that. That's the one I've heard. Not this. Is it worth it to hurt yourself in the name of fairness? Is that what I'm doing? Min is having a serious growth moment right now. Crashing the car just to get back at them? The two graves are you and the person you got revenge on, by the way. Not two different people you killed. I love that Dia had to say that, and we know why Dia had to say that. You know what I'm saying? With Min, it could have been taken that way. No, I got that. You're right. Why should I let those pieces of shit keep controlling me even years later? Yeah. If nothing didn't matter, that'll show them. You know the other thing too that I'm thinking about is, I think for me in some way, I don't have this. I guess I'm more sensitive to how there's this kind of internal conflict. I think for a lot of Asian American people, because you have this kind of baggage of you have faced racism, but then you can also be racist, kind of thing. Like I have pretty much, I have had the white privilege since pretty much baby. When I was baby, I really did not look biracial at all. But at some point, then I started looking extremely white. I don't know, it was like one day, I don't know what happened during my growth cycle, but in pictures you can really see like something changed. Then I don't have that kind of, I don't have that heaviness that I think a lot of my family members do have. That makes it more complicated when you have these kind of moments, you know what I mean? And that is something that I don't have. And that's directly due to the fact that I am perceived and treated as white in this world. Yeah! Okay. This is good. Min dashes off and finds Esther setting up the next scene. What took you so long? Everyone's ready to do the wolf death scene. It's the juxtaposition between this topic that's very heavy and very important and like very serious with this freaking goofy ass play that they're doing. Can we talk first? Esther gives her a guarded look. That depends. Sorry, I was an asshole earlier. I shouldn't have said that racist stuff about black people and the weird stuff about your hair. Yeah, you shouldn't have. You're right, I should have known better. I know how much it sucks looking different from everyone else. Esther lets out a sigh, looking exhausted. You think people would know, but they don't. It's like being kicked on both sides. I go through the same stuff as everyone else at this school, but no one sees me as one of them. Everyone thinks I'm not pure Asian, I'm not as smart, or I don't study as much. Don't worry, I don't think that. I learned my lesson. I'm not racist anymore. Yeah, you are. Huh? You're literally still racist. All you do is apologize for one specific thing. But what else am I supposed to do then? Try to educate yourself and not say random crap about other ethnicities? And say sorry next time you're racist instead of being all rude and defensive. Next time? That makes it sound like this is gonna happen again. Honestly, it probably will. So you're saying I'll always be racist no matter what I do? Min looks so horrified that Esther gives her a pitying look. Min is so small. Sometimes, in some moments, Min feels so small. This is something though. This is something that's like, this is a real ass thing. This is a real ass thing. I don't think I had this kind of revelation in this kind of way. But slowly you realize that this isn't such an easy thing. When you're around this age, you realize like, wait a minute. This isn't like you take one class, you pass it, and you're done. It's not that kind of situation. It's always growing, evolving. That's kind of life, you know? I mean, literally everyone on Earth is ignorant to some degree about something. It's true. For my webcomic, I tried to research albinos and double amputees the best I could, but I'm still not sure I portrayed everything right. The stress of this, the amount of time I spend going on specific groups that I'm working on, like manuscript, character, investigation, going on Reddit, going on different sites, trying to read people's experience, because I don't know anyone, and trying to learn. It's hard, you know? Like, you do the best you can, and especially when you create something, you want to represent people in a way that feels, like, real and I don't know, like, not trying to be an asshole about stuff. But at the end of the day, you only know your lived experience. You know what I'm saying? And, like, or just, like, I'm biracial. But I think, like, her Esther's biracial experience and mine is completely different, yo. Completely different. Everything is kind of like that, you know? So it can be difficult when you're making something to make sure it's feeling true, you know? Double amputee? What the F is going on in her comic? No one's perfect. You gotta just do the best and learn from your mistakes. Yes. And like, balance the beating yourself up. I think it's, hot take, I think it's okay to go to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't curb stomp yourself and leave you on the floor to die. But you need to have a certain level, like, hey. Because some people don't beat themselves up enough. They don't do that, and then they don't grow. And people like me beat themselves up way too much, and then you don't move because you're like beating yourself up too much. You're spending too much time beating yourself up. Not good. A balance is important. You know? I think so. Oh, okay. But I hate thinking I'm gonna make a different mistake at some point and have to apologize again. It's effing mortifying. I mean, it shouldn't be mortifying to admit you were wrong about something. I guess it shouldn't be. But I think maybe Min, maybe you work on that one. Maybe that's the starting point of your journey, baby. You know? Hey, are we ready to party? Yeah, let's do it. So are we good for now? I guess? Can I still use the prodigy thing you said earlier? Huh? Yeah, knock yourself out. Good. Good, Nick. Good. Min, good. Okay. I'm glad, because you knew it had to end, like, telling Dia, having a kind of a untangling your spaghetti little brain, and apologizing, because you did a bad, you goofed, you need to apologize. This is good. Min hides behind a tree with her Nerf gun, waiting for her cue. How has your pack helped balance the ecosystem here? You know what I want? You know what would have made this even better? Is if they had a wolf translator. And they made them go, ow, woo, and then somebody was like translating. And then when Noelle asked the question, they would be like, yes, okay. Woo. I wanted that. We prevent the elk population from exploding and overgrazing. Oh, wait. Leaf green, fire red? That's what they went with? Good. Before we were reintroduced, many biologists were concerned about eroding and plants dying off. Unfortunately, many ranchers and hunters don't understand this. In fact, the state of Idaho is planning to kill hundreds of wolves this winter. Okay, if you're wolf mom, are you going to be team leaf green? Are you going to be the leaf green mom? Or are you going to be the fire red mom? I'm leaf green. Duh. I'm a plant mom. What do you think I'm going to pick? Fire red? Burn my freaking plants? No. This is where we always screw up and have to start over. Every time Akarsha makes eye contact with Krissa, she starts laughing. Mom, leaf green. Mom, leaf green, I'm scared. Are we gonna die? Holy shit, she finally did it. Goo goo gaga. Noelle's eye twitches as she recites her next line. Who is this adorable little thing? This is our wolf puppy. Normally mated pairs produce a litter per year, but we adopted her. We love her so much. I'm only 4 months old. Die! Min leaps out from behind the tree and shoots a flurry of Nerf pellets at Akarsha. Pellets? It's foam, right? The foam? No! I only kill a very small number of cattle per year. Ugh. Dead. Akarsha goes down and Min continues shooting her ass with the Nerf gun. No, our innocent puppy! Are they puppies? I guess so. I guess they're not cubs. That's bears. I don't know, whatever. Mwahaha! I'll be back to kill the rest of you. That's pretty messed up. Why don't you kill all of them on the spot? You're gonna leave the 2 moms with their dying baby? That's messed up. Min runs off screen, leaving Krissa and Liz crying very unconvincingly over Akarsha's body. How could this happen? If only we were still on the endangered species list. Noelle turns solemnly to the camera. Today, I learned that delisting of gray wolves from the endangered species list would have devastating consequences. And that's a wrap. Finally, we've been here for 6 hours! Oh my god, that's so long to be at a park. And we may have just produced the worst video ever. It sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good to me. I would watch that and enjoy it in class. Relieved to be back in her regular clothes, Min looks around. Seems like people are packing up. Oh! Tent. The tent's flap's already open. Min climbs inside. To her surprise, Akarsha's already there. Shh! Look! She points to Noelle, who's sound asleep on the sleeping bag. Oh! Z's. Damn, she must have been pretty tired to just conk out like this. Listen, I have the biggest brain in the world. Yeah? Akarsha gleefully lies down on the ground next to Noelle. Help me braid our hair together. Oh my god, she's gonna kill you. I have short hair, dipshit. Do I look like you know how to braid hair? I think I know how to braid hair still. I can't do it myself. It's too hard when I'm lying down like this. Come on, pretty please. God, when you talk like that, I just want to smash your head in with a rock. Min crawls over and grabs a lock of Akarsha and Noelle's hair in each hand. It's easy. You just gotta split it into 3 strands and alternate which one goes on top. Like this. Min is not gonna be able to do this. No offense, full offense. Min is not gonna be able to do this. Confused, Min just randomly twists her hair together. The instant she lets go, the braid loosens and unravels. Shit. You're gonna freaking tie it in a knot. Noelle scowls in her sleeve as Min tries again. Akarsha. Akarsha and Min freeze, but Noelle just turns to her side, mumbling to herself. This because it's suitable for large primates doesn't mean you should eat it. What is she dreaming about? Esther sticks her head in the tent. Can you hand me my backpack? Wait, what are you guys doing? Psst, help! You know, somehow, I feel like I'm the Akarsha friend. Because I type stuff like that all the time. When I send text to friend and stuff, I always spell it like help, please. I do all of that goofy stuff. The other day, I sent my friend who is not on the internet really, like the Sanic meme. And I said, binge, gotta go fast, I'm Sanic. And she just wrote back question marks because she's like, what is a binge? What is a Sanic? And what is this picture? Somehow, I think I've turned into Akarsha. I don't mind it. You know what? I'll fully embrace that. I'll fully embrace that. Old Akarsha. It's me. Esther, do you know how to braid hair? Esther assesses the situation for a moment before shrugging. Okay, why not? Thank you! After a few minutes, Esther manages to weave Akarsha and Noelle's hair into one giant messy braid. You did it! I wonder when she's gonna realize. She's gonna kill. Noelle stirs on a sleeping bag. Her head just gets jerked back by her hair, which is now bound to Akarsha's. She blearily rubs her eyes. Well, that was fast. Bonjour. Oh my god, it's so high up! It's so high up! I thought it was lower! That's really high up! They're both in the freaking cosplay thing too. It looks extra funny. Noelle bolts up upright, screaming. Ah! What's wrong, Frenchman? Bad hair day. Akarsha! Why? Get me out of here! Whoa, calm down. Calm down, you literally attacked me in my sleep! I mean, you can just unbraid it. It's not that bad. Yeah, tons of people in the world have it way worse than you. Shut up! I hate all of you! She surges toward Esther and Min with an aura that can only be described as murderous. Akarsha calmly lies back down, dragging Noelle down with her. Ah! I'll hold her back. Run! Nice knowing you. Bye! Bro, I will never forget your sacrifice. I like that Esther agreed to it. I don't know. Somehow, I didn't think that she would do it. You know? I like that she was like, yeah, sure, whatever. I like that. Esther and Min make their escape. Inside the tent, there's a muffled scream followed by a crash. The tent stakes pop out of the ground as the tent rolls over and goes tumbling down the hill again. Oh no! This tent's gonna be all jacked up when they return it, Nick. Ow! Well, at least we know they don't die. Again. There it goes. Min and Esther peer down at the bottom of the hill where Noelle and Akarsha and the tent have landed in a tangled heap. Suddenly, something dawns on Esther and she straightens up, her eyes shining. I can use this! Yeah, Esther! Go, Esther, go! In my comic, it totally fixes the part I was stuck on. I love Esther! The hell kind of story are you writing where you can even use this? Some kind of camping disaster? You don't understand. It's perfect. I gotta write this down. Isn't your sketchbook and everything down there, though? Inside your backpack? Crap, you're right. I guess I'll go grab it. Esther sighs and heads down the hill to retrieve her things. I like that she uses, like, a real-life thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes things come to me when I'm doing stuff, but I can't think of a time where someone has talked to me or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use it. Although, sometimes I think about past events when I'm writing something, and then it's like, oh, I don't usually use it exactly, though. But I take, like, an inspiration or the vibe or something, yeah? I don't really get it, but good for her. Esther, I want to see your freaking comic, ne? Look at tree stump. No, let's look at the tree stump. Krista and Liz are staring at the decimated tree stump. What happened to this? It looks like a cannonball hit it. Bad kids. Beats me. I should probably keep my mouth shut. Yeah. Well, I suppose it's not our problem. Speaking of problems, what do you think of your afternoon as an irresponsible person? That was even more tiring than being responsible. Did you see them knock the tent down the hill twice? Yeah, I just ignored it. Me too. We probably couldn't finish it a couple of hours ago if we just wrangled them like we normally do. Yep, man, I thought I was really onto something. Min turns to walk away. To her surprise, she hears footsteps running behind her. Wait, Min! Min stops to let her catch up. What? I couldn't help but overhear some of what you were saying to Dia at the lake. Then Liz scribbles something on a scrap of paper and hands it to Min like a doctor giving a prescription. What? You need to go on the internet. The internet? Min scrutinizes the scrap of paper. It says genderfork.com. It's a blog you might like. Oh! Is it real? How the hell would you know what I like? I'm trans. I knew this. It was on Brianna Lee's Tumblr. For the first one, ne? Mentioned it, I don't remember. It was like a Q&A? Something like that. I don't know. And then mentioned something about Liz, and I was like, oh, and Liz is trans, but that will be talked about more in the second game. And I was like, I was very excited, waiting for this moment. Huh? I mean, not that being genderqueer is necessarily the same as being trans, but I'm here if you ever like to talk. Liz! Have fun! Liz, precious Liz! Liz pats Min on the head and leaves her standing there clutching the little scrap of paper in absolute shock. I guess I should look that up when I get home. Liz, kind Liz. Okay, sit. Sit and look at dog. Banana, dipped in chocolate. Grace is trying to squeeze the costumes back in. Wait, which one was Grace? Grace is Yuki, right? I think so. Yeah. Hey, Max, I'm still not used to the names. I'm not used to their real names. Hey, Min, do you know if your brother's single? Huh? Oh, great. Do you think you could... No, this is where you say something! This is where you say something. Do you think you can introduce us? I mean, I'm not sure he even likes girls. Yeah, I get the vibe that he does not, but you know, you never know. You never know. Oh, darn. What exactly do you like about him? This is a great opportunity, ne? He's so cute. He kind of looks like G-Dragon. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Okay, picture G-Dragon. You guys know G-Dragon. If you don't, then I'm gonna feel really old. You all know G-Dragon. I'll put him up on the screen. Does that look like Jun-Seo to you? No. The vibe is totally off too. They're like the exact opposite type of person. Do you like my brother just because he's Korean? What? Can you chill out a bit with the whole Korea thing? Sorry, I get so excited about K-pop. Liking K-pop is fine, but just be normal about it. Sorry. You don't have to keep apologizing. It's annoying. But as long as you get it. Okay, yeah. I'll be normal now. See? This is good! You're helping the world be a better place, ne? Good. Walk to the lake. Dia's watching the water. When Min joins her, Dia tilts her head at her. You said this place was cursed, right? Min sighs and wraps her arms around Dia's waist. Yeah. Dia rests her forehead against Min's, her long lashes tickling Min's skin as she blinks. What if we uncursed it? Huh? How? By making new memories together. Dia hugs her tighter, squishing Min's face directly into her chest. Oh. It's so soft. 사랑해! I'm learning Korean more. I mean, this one was I already knew this one. But I'm trying to learn more of the Hangul so I can be better at reading food packages. Yes. Min's mind is in such a state of disarray that it takes her a second to process what Dia's saying. In a Herculean feat of self-control, she managed to stop rubbing her face against Dia's chest and meet her gaze. Wait, you know what that means? Dia nods, her cheeks tinged pink. It wasn't a lot of K-pop songs. It is. That's why I learned 사랑해, 보고 싶어. 보고 싶어 is in like every freaking song. 보고 싶어. It's a yes, 보고 싶어. It was in a lot of K-pop songs that Grace played. So I asked her and found out what it really meant. Sorry I lied to you. No, it makes me happy you wanted me to say that. Because I do love you. Oh, you. Even now you know what an asshole I am? You think I didn't know that before? I guess I was always hitting and threatening people. Then why do you still like me? Because you're also really brave and resilient and cool. I feel like the world tries to make people into certain shapes. But you fight it on purpose. You try as hard as you can. And I think that's amazing. Yeah, I think that's the best part of Min too. I think so. I understand. And subconsciously, I think I understood. Understood what? You're always telling me you'll protect me and kill the people who hurt me because you wish someone did that for you. Min is stunned speechless. It feels like a curtain was suddenly pulled. Min is having the whole, every realization today. This is, in one day, this child is really learning a whole lot about herself, ne? It's hilarious to me. Feels like a curtain was suddenly pulled back on something shameful and hidden, exposing it to the blazing sun. But Dia doesn't flinch away, just gazes into her eyes. I love you. Blinking hard, Min smiles back at her. I love you too. This is so sweet. Teach me how to say it. Yeah, teach me. Oh, I love you. This feels long somehow. Man, that's a mouthful. Nan unai katarikiren. Oh, I'm sure that's correct. I'm sure that's right. It's very pretty though. I love the loops. Oh, it seems like it would be fun to write with like a pen, you know? One of those smooth pens. This was wonderful. This was so wonderful. Are we on the last? I think we are. Noelle's the only one left. Oh no. Can this game go forever, please? So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. I always enjoy this game. We're on the last, it's coming to, I feel like we're too close to the end of this game. I'm very sad. I've enjoyed it so much. It has been totally worth the wait. I can't wait to see what Noelle's storyline will entail. Because they've all been really good. They've all been really, really good. So, yes. Until I see you, whatever I see you next. Remember to be kind to others, especially yourself. Take care and I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye!